Welcome to our short presentation on identifying the cabbage root maggot and other related species. We will walk you through the steps as we look through the microscope. Here is a dichotomous key to identify 3 flies in the genus Delia down to their species, which I will be following during this tutorial. Beginning with the first box in the key, all Delia flies have a scutellum with short silky hair and a full A1 wing vein, which is continuous down to the bottom of the edge of the wing. In the next box of the key, the presence of hair on the ventral surface of the costal wing vein will determine if it is Delia radicum. If there is no hair, as seen with figure 4, then it is one of the other Delia species. The sex of the Delia flies can be determined by viewing the spacing of their eyes. A larger gap between the eyes indicates it is a female, while males have a smaller space between. When examining the hind femur on the male Delia radicum, there is thick bottle brush-like hairs along the femur. This cannot be observed on the female hind femur, so the wing hairs are the best way to identify the female Delia radicum. Now that the Delia radicum have been identified, we can separate the other Delia species, Platura and Florilega. The male Platura and Florilega are also easier to tell apart than the females. We again can use the hairs on the hind femur to separate these two species. In the case of the male Platura, there are small, ladder-like hairs on the hind femur towards the connection of the tibia. In contrast, the male Florilega have a straight line of hairs on the hind femur stretching for a longer length of the femur. Another characteristic to separate these two species is on the mid-tibia tarsomere of the males. This is the presence of the hair. The Florilega will have a long tuft of hair, while the Platura will not. Now we have successfully separated Delia radicum, Platura, and Florilega. You can look for our poster number 16, where we illustrate the applications of this Delia identification. Thank you so much for listening.